Hello, I'm Alexandra Galef. I work with the UN Environment Program, particularly with the Partnership for Action on Green Economy. The Secretariat is hosted by UN Environment. And for the Partnership for Action on Green Economy, or PAGE as we call it, South-South cooperation is particularly important. For us, it's a mechanism for the countries we work with to learn from each other, to share experiences and best practices, and to get advice and support from the countries that know what they're going through, that have been where they were in the past. So for us at PAGE, we have a lot of experience of examples with South-South cooperation. For example, at our Global Green Economy Academy held by the ITC ILO, we had representatives from Kyrgyz Republic, Mongolia, Barbados sharing their experience with integrating inclusive green economy into their national development programs. We also had the national coordinators for the PAGE program meeting together to discuss their challenges for including evidence-based assessments into the policy dialogues. A new country joined PAGE in 2016, the Kyrgyz Republic, and they invited a representative from PAGE Mongolia to come to a high-level panel to share their experience implementing the PAGE program. The launch of Mato Grosso, Brazil, the PAGE program there, we had the national coordinator from Peru come and present their experiences. So we have a lot of these informal and sort of ad hoc experience with South-South cooperation. It's particularly appreciated by the countries. And now the PAGE program is working on a more systematic way to give a platform to these countries to share experiences and to talk to each other.
Hello, I'm Giuliano Montanari and I work with UNITAR. I mostly work with the Partnership for Action on Green Economy, PAGE, where we develop a range of electronic courses as well as face-to-face trainings such as training of trainers. One of the key benefits or assets of South-South triangular cooperation for us lies in the fact that you generate more ownership among your constituents. Ownership is good in the sense that you create more enthusiasm for your projects as well as a better longevity beyond the defined project duration. While from the beginning it is not always easy to predict what outcomes such a South-South triangular cooperation will yield, it's nevertheless a very useful and important mechanism to learn about different case studies and different projects that are going on throughout the world. Because oftentimes we work with concepts that are developed within the UN, but it's always good to learn about evidence in the field, how these concepts actually are put into practice and what challenges and what risks these concepts also generate. For example, 2 years ago we organized the first edition of the Global Forum on Green Economy Learning, where we gathered around 100 participants active in the field of green economy learning from all over the world. This forum helped us also learn about different case studies and projects that are being organized and tested throughout the world. And here we could really see a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of passion among our participants that was actually useful to empower other stakeholders that are trying to implement these kind of projects in different countries. So these people learn that they are not necessarily alone with their own risks, their own challenges and their own limitations, but they can really learn from other people that may be 1 or 2 steps ahead of them. And this forum is a way to connect these people, to help them share their experience and also to motivate them to stick with their projects and to understand that they are part of a global movement. In addition to these global platforms, we also run a number of electronic courses where we bring together a range of people from all over the world. For example, in the course on green economy and trade, we had about 50 persons from all over the world to learn about the benefits of sustainable trade and how this can also improve environmental protection and at the same time generate jobs, decent jobs also all over the world. And here one of the key features of the course was that we enabled participants to share their views on projects that they developed in the wake of the instruction of the course. For example, there were a lot of people that created action plans to improve or to use trade in the agricultural sector And the benefit of the course is that we bring together these projects from the South, and we actually implement a peer-to-peer review mechanism so that people can bring in their own local experience and ideally also replicate those experiences in other situations.
My name is Maya Valcheva. I work at the UN Institute for Training and Research here in Geneva. I work on issues related to capacity building for green economy and sustainable consumption and production. At UNITAR, we think that South-South cooperation is very important in everything we do, since UNITAR is a relatively small organization. Our headquarters are in Geneva. We don't have much representation on the ground, and we very often work with partner organizations who have the knowledge and resources and the country representation, so that we can reach out to our beneficiaries. So what we try to do is reach out to people and create those change agents, and those beneficiaries afterwards are going to go and spread the knowledge and create this ripple effect and upscale the impact of our activities. So through our work, we're trying to actually enable South-South cooperation. The impact from such activities, what we have noticed is that based on this interaction between learners in the learning spaces that we enable, we have noticed that they come up with very innovative ideas for new projects, for new policies, through the exchange that has happened during those learning events with people from other countries, with course moderators, and with the UNITAR staff. So this is why we think that South-South cooperation, especially to enable learning and leads to actual impact, is very important. So for example, UNITAR is part of the Partnership for Action on Green Economy, together with the ILO, with the International Labour Organizations, with UNDP, the UN Development Organization, UN Environment, as well as the UN Industrial Development Organization. So it's a big UN initiative which aims to help countries upscale green economy policies and practices. And we started in this partnership, we started with only two countries, Mongolia, first one country actually, Mongolia, and then very soon Peru. And now the partnership has spread to 12 countries. We are going to add more countries this year, next year again as well. And based on what we have learned from this engagement over the past 4 years in Mongolia and with Peru, we are much better able to advise and to help the new member countries, the new partner countries, and also through regional events, through exchanges, regular exchanges between people who are working on the projects in all those countries. We can see commonalities emerging, and we are better able to develop projects based on the challenges that we have seen that countries are facing, and based on the solutions that we have seen have worked. And one more example I'd like to give, which goes a little bit into a different direction. It comes from, again, a partnership that we had with the UN Environment on learning for sustainable consumption and production. There, together with UN Environment and within the framework of a bigger project funded by the European Union, there we had an e-learning course, an introductory e-learning course for the Asian region, which was very interactive, very hands-on, and very practice-oriented. And participants developed plans that afterwards were implemented. Some of them we gave them funding to implement those projects that they developed during the course. And this, we have noticed that first of all they learned a lot from each other, from their peers during the course, but then afterwards, with the implementation of the projects which were funded after the course, we documented those into a video, into brochures, and we spread the knowledge in 18 countries that are participating in this project. And we have noticed that now there are interests from other universities to do the same project as the ones that were funded. Actually, the project that was funded was based in universities in Sri Lanka, so now universities in Bhutan, universities in Mongolia want to do the same initiative, and we're trying to support this. So yes, definitely there are many benefits to South-South cooperation, and not just for the developing countries. Obviously there are beneficiaries, but also we, UNITAR as an organization, we can learn a lot from our beneficiaries and through South-South cooperation.